Hi everyone! Welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway for In Your Pocket Tuesday. So I thought that I would talk to you for just a minute or two about what I'm going to do for this In Your Pocket. So I don't do a traditional 52-week project life, and I know that I mentioned that before on my last In Your Pocket video. So when I was deciding what I wanted to do for today's project, I was thinking about the mood board and how it is black and white and very kind of stark and simple, and so I really wanted to kind of stick to that idea. And I also decided I wanted to use lots and lots of photos. So the photos I'm going to be using are for a travel album, and I've already done a number of pages about our trip to Colorado and our trip to the Garden of the Gods, but I still have all of these beautiful photographs, and I don't want to get rid of them. I want to be able to have them in my scrapbook just to really look at them. So my plan is to do a double-sided Design A Project Life pocketed page so I can get all of these photos into one of these. So you're going to get 2 pages today, the front and the back. And then I went through and I chose lots and lots of black and white elements for this page, and then to bring in just a little bit of warmth, because if you look at these photos, there's lots of they're very warm tones, so I wanted to bring in just a little bit of warmth to these photos. I went ahead and grabbed some burlap and some wood veneer, and then these 3 little cut apart sheets, which are from an older Webster's Pages collection, and a little piece of vellum. So I'm going to say 80% of these products are Felicity Jane, but a couple of them are different things. And then I added some clips to kind of attach to the photos for a little bit of just a little pop of color. So these are the products I plan on working with, and these are the papers that I've chosen to cut apart to use for the filler cards, and I don't believe there will be a lot of filler cards. I think this is going to be a very, very photo heavy pocket page spread. And then because the mood board had a lot of like paint and artsy types of things, I did pull 2 spray mists from my stash. So this is Colorings in Night Moves, and then I also pulled out my white Dilutions. And we're going to just play with those a little bit and see if we can add a little bit of an artsy feel to this pocket page double page spread. And then I'm also going to probably ink. I'm thinking of just trying to decide which I want to do, if I want to ink up my cards in gray ink or vintage photo, because there are these warm colors in the photos, but I think the gray would look better with my products. So that's the plan. I just wanted to give you tell you, where I'm headed with this before I got started on the video and speeding it up and the voiceover, and then I will be back with my cards cut and ready to go. Bye. Okay, so here's what my layout looks like after all the cards are cut and all the photos are cropped. I decided I did want one little piece of journaling, and I'm going to journal about the rock climbers because they were pretty cool. So this is the first card I'm going to work on. This is the striped paper, and all of my papers are Felicity Jane Essentials papers. So decided I wanted to fussy cut some of this floral piece out of that paper. It just was begging me to fussy cut it. So I went ahead and used my scissors and my X-Acto knife, and now I'm going to go ahead and use some gray ink. I did decide to use gray Hickory Smoke Distress ink on all of my cards today. So these cards I wanted to make them really simple. There's lots of photos and lots of colors, warmer colors going on. So I really felt like it would be a good idea to keep these cards really simple. So I'm just putting a little bit of Scotch Quick Dry adhesive in a fine line bottle, and I'm going to put that across the top. I loved how this particular floral was on the corner of the paper, so when I fussy cut it, it was really easy to kind of fussy cut and trim up and put right at the top of my page. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this little vellum piece that is in a more cream color. So there's going to be these little shots of cream and burlap and a little bit of like warmer toned blue in these layouts, in these cards. And again, this Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, you can put it on the back of vellum. I do it all the time. You just push it down and it's ready to go. Could not be simpler. For a last little touch on this card, I'm just going to grab these matte black enamel dots. These ones are from the Eyelet Outlet, but I know Richard Gary has a pack that he designed too of these, and I might be saying his name totally wrong because I've only ever seen it written. I've never actually heard it said before. So that's what I've had. He has matte enamel dots as well. That was my point. So this little card has this lovely, gorgeous little piece of sky up there, and I decided I wanted to add this rubber shape. That's just beautiful. Again, because it's the black and the white, and I thought that it looked really nice right up there on that card. I'm going to angle it or kind of like arch it just a little bit, and that card's done. Next card on this page is going to be my journaling card, and this is the card I decide I want to add a little bit of mist to. So for me, when I use mist, I always use something, a pencil, my silhouette pickup tool, something to go ahead and splatter with. I don't think I have enough strength in my hand to get the ink out without using something to hit the nozzle, so I always hit the nozzle. I don't know. And then, and I clean up my little smudges right away with a baby wipe, and everything comes off my table, really without much of a problem at all. And then I'm going to attach this little flare badge. And my journaling is just about the rock climbers we saw at the Garden of the Gods and how cool it was. Like, they looked like little ants. Like, it really put how big and giant these rocks were into perspective. So for this bottom card, I'm going to go ahead and cut this little journaling piece that says "This is amazing." And I'm just going to ink it up and add it right there to the side of the card. And I put it at an angle to add some interest, a little bit of asymmetry to this card. So I put it just at a little bit of an angle, and then trim off the excess that is on the edge there. So the next thing I'm going to add to this card is one of these little metal clips. You'll see them in a minute. They're from Freckled Fawn, and they're so cute. They are super cute, and they're really flat. So when you put them on, like, they're flat, which makes them fit into the pocket really, really well. And then as a last little final touch, I'm going to go ahead and add that burlap geotag. Those burlap shapes are so old. They're from American Crafts, and I keep saying I should probably just destash them, but then I end up, like, here using one or two, and so we'll keep them around for a little bit, might use them again. So we've moved on to the second page, and this card is just going to be like a filler card. You'll see in a minute that the picture on the facing, the pocket beside this one, is a picture of me and my husband. So it's the only picture that's on this page that has people on it. So I wanted to make sure that I kind of accented it both with a filler card, and then you'll see here I'm going to also embellish the picture itself. So that card's done, and here's the next card with the photo. And I decided that I was also going to add another half a doily to this one to make it coordinate, so the two pockets side by side kind of coordinate together. And then I had this super cute idea of making a little cluster of ampersands. So I have a burlap one, and I have a rubber shape one, and then I'm also going to grab one off of the black Simple Stories letter stickers that I had pulled out. That's the only part of those letter stickers I really ended up using out of the supplies that I pulled, because there wasn't, like I said, I have maybe 5 or 6 other 12 by 12 scrapbook pages of the Garden of the Gods. These are just like the last bits of the pictures, and I just could not bear to not have them in the album because they were so pretty. And I'm going to add another one of these little clips, and that will finish off that card. So the next card is going to be, I only had 4 cards to do on the second side of this pocket page, the 4 by 6 cards, because the 3 by 4 cards in the middle, they are all photos. And I decided I didn't want to embellish them because I figured they looked really nice just all together in a row. And I thought that if I started to embellish one, then I would want to embellish them all. And I wanted to really keep this, a simple layouts for these 2 pages. So I just added this second card that I had pulled out that I knew I wanted to add to bring out some warmth to my photos and some of those matte enamel dots. And this is going to be our last card, and I'm going to use the last little card, and I'm also going to go ahead and fussy cut another one of these adorable flowers. Again, I just found one that had an edge to it, so I knew that I could pop it up right against one of the edges of the card, and it would look really nice. And that also makes it so that there's less that you have to fussy cut when you do that on pocket pages. Pick an image you want to fussy cut that has an edge on it, and then you can put it on, the edge of a photograph, and you have less to fussy cut too. So here I'm just going to add that little card that says fun and some black enamel dots, enamel shapes. And so these enamel dots from Island Outlet, they kept kind of falling off, so a lot of them I stuck down with some extra adhesive. I also stuck down those burlap shapes with some extra adhesive as well, just because they were older and I kind of felt like didn't feel as sticky as maybe they should feel. So here is my completed 2 pocket pages all done, and I'm going to pull them up so you can kind of see all the little pieces. I love how that today you can see it, but it's vellum, so it's really soft and light. And I was thinking that I wanted to put an arrow there on that picture just so you could see the little rock climber, but I didn't have any handy. I wasn't quite sure what I would, what color I would like or what I would use, so I decided to skip it. And then this is the second little page here, and we are finished. I think I put a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pictures on this pocket page. So I hope you enjoyed this and have a wonderful day. Bye!